Hey everybody, this is JDGaming. As I announced in my 2,000 subscribers special, I'm trying out a few new ideas for videos that were inspired by the 4 Fun Facts series while I gather new material. Today is the last of 3 experimental episodes that could very well become their own spin-off series in the future, so be sure to let me know what you think down below when it's done. The Traptrix monsters are an archetype of plant and insect monsters that played an integral role in the 2014 Hands Artifact Traptrix or Hat deck. As master manipulators of the trap hole cards, they're right at home in a variety of defensive themes, and they only get stronger with each new addition to either series. But did you know that the design of these cards was inspired by real life? One look at Traptrix Trap Hole Nightmare reveals the gruesome nature by which these quote-unquote would-be waifus snare their unsuspecting prey, and today we're taking a brief look at each member's natural origins. Traptrix Myrmeleo was the face of the archetype for nearly 3 years until Rafflesia stole the spotlight in 2016's Breakers of Shadow. Her name is the scientific name for a family of insects that includes the antlion she's based on. The young larvae of these creatures undergo metamorphosis into a greatly changed adult form that resembles a dragonfly. However, it is these larvae that our monster represents. Not only are they nearly 1-to-1 in appearance, but the real-world antlion digs sandpit traps. As anyone who's played in a sandbox knows, digging out a hole makes a cone of loosely flowing sand that tries to refill itself, which is very difficult for a victim to successfully climb out of. The way Myrmeleo larvae wait for prey to stumble into their prepared traps also parallels the game mechanic of setting a trap card and waiting. Dionaea has a more relaxed expression, and it's fitting that Dionaea muscipula is the silent but deadly Venus flytrap we clearly see in her art. One would be better off not underestimating her or her real-world counterpart, for just as the card can quickly put together some game-changing plays from seemingly nowhere, the fly trap can capture an unwary creature by shutting its jaw-like leaves in 1/10 of a second. Once closed, the trap secretes digestive fluids, essentially turning it into a makeshift stomach. The presence of skeletal remains in the card's artwork suggests what could be left of an unfortunate monster. Another fascinating aspect of the trap in real life is how it's triggered. Fine hairs on the brightly colored leaves send signals to shut, but only when a certain number of them are triggered within a certain time frame or a particular pattern. This allows the plant to avoid wasting energy by needlessly shutting on everything that touches it, which gives off a sense of intelligence and really reminds me of the card's smart second effect to reset a trap hole best suited for this situation. Nepenthes is the genus of plants within the family Nepenthes, which is more commonly known as the tropical pitcher plant. Nicknamed as such due to their appearance, these plants house a syrup of sorts that attracts insects into a watery grave, for once a critter crawls into the cup, it finds itself unable to crawl back out. The secreted substance is also extremely effective at rendering wings useless even when diluted, yet the plant often has a leafy umbrella to prevent forest rain from doing that in the first place. Once trapped, the bug is again dissolved by the carnivorous plant. Atrax robustus is also known as the Australian funnel spider for its iconic, intricate construction. Like other spiders, the trap of choice here is a web, and it's fitting for the archetype of cards that the funnel shape of the web very much resembles a hole. I don't have nearly as much to say about this one, and it's probably for the best since a lot of people don't care very much for spiders. But this card is literally Muffet. Mantis is the only main deck Traptrix monster without a scientific name, and given that it's based on Hymenopus coronatus, I could see why. The orchid mantis is as vibrantly colored as the flower it mimics, and the camouflage it employs is stunning. If only the card's ability to bait and switch out a set trap were as useful as the real creature's ability to lure in flying florists. They did incorporate the claws into the monster's sleeves though, so I gotta give the designers credit where it's due. And finally, we finish off with Rafflesia, a parasitic plant that actually doesn't do any trapping of its own. Instead, the real-life Rafflesia is renowned for its signature rotten meat stench that attracts flies and other potential pollinators. Thus, just like the card, its fame lies in its ability to recruit helpers. And there you have it, the real-life inspirations of the Traptrix monsters. I was really deliberating the best way to start this series and figured this was a fitting kickoff, as Traptrix are one of my favorite archetypes of all time. I was also considering going beyond origins and instead conducting ridiculous applications of Yu-Gi-Oh lore into the real world, in a similar vein to game theory, but hey, maybe it'll happen one day. For now, please let me know what you guys thought about the last 3 experimental videos down below and any suggestions you may have. And I'll see you guys next Friday with the return of 4 fun facts in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the end of this video, but there's plenty more where it came from. I invite you to explore the playlists on screen to see what else I have to offer, and if you really liked what you saw today, consider subscribing to JDGaming for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks guys, this is JDGaming, hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you guys next time.